having a meeting here at Rancho Los Amigos with renowned environmental horticulturalist Dr. Don Hodel and reps from the county about how best to take care of these fabulous sentinel trees. And that Moreton Bay Fig is one of the great ones. And for those of you who've been following for a while, you know we lost the fabulous bunya bunya in the center, but there's still a lot of fantastic trees here, protected by the EIR, and whatever happens to this property in the future, these trees are still going to be a part of it. So that's a good thing.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Richard. Hi, Dr. Don Hodel.
Hi, Kim. Hi.
I see you two are here. I'm going to stop moving because this is really crunchy.
Don, we are at the southern campus of Rancho Los Amigos. Please tell us what type of tree we're standing under.
This is the Moreton Bay Fig from Moreton Bay in New South Wales in Australia, botanically known as Ficus macrophylla.
And while you're looking at me, I'm looking at the tree.
Macrophylla.
And before we come back to this tree, speaking of the western shores of Australia in the immediate vicinity of Moreton Bay, Eastern shores of Moreton Bay, I see a bunya bunya right across the street.
Which is also from the eastern side of Australia.
Okay, hang on. I'm panning over. That is a bunya bunya.
Bunya bunya.
Yes, and the elephant foot of the bunya bunya that died when it was struck by lightning. Oh, we tried so hard to save that one.
So
Yes.
Don, we're here at the south campus of Rancho Los Amigos. This entire campus, which really hadn't been used actively since the 1970s, was codified. Its demolition was codified in April of 2020, and about 2022, the county started wholesale demolition of this site, and we've been here on the ground for the last 3 years advocating for the trees and what's left.
And some buildings.
And some buildings. Casa Consuelo still stands. So Don, this Moreton Bay Fig is really, even in the county's environmental impact report for trees, this tree was singled out as the salient exemplar tree. So tell us about this tree from what you can tell.
Well, it's probably the largest exotic. This species is the largest exotic tree in Southern California.
Wow. And
there are probably about 75 or 80 big specimens of this tree between Santa Barbara and San Diego. Most planted at near the end of the 19th century.
Which would have been when this was, because mid-1880s is when this part of the campus
that makes
built
sense.
up.
Most of the landmark Moreton Bay figs were planted in the 1880s, around the 1870s, 1880s.
Just thinking aloud, there's a Moreton Bay Fig around the AAA at 26th
That's
and Figueroa.
right. Yep.
That's 1886, 87?
Something like that.
Okay.
And the largest Moreton Bay Fig is, well, one of the largest, is at the train station at Santa Barbara. It's probably the best known one.
Yeah.
But this specimen right here is actually an official exceptional tree of Los Angeles.
Wait, did you do that?
Yes, I wrote a book called Exceptional Trees of Los Angeles. Thank you for that cue.
And is this tree in your book?
It's unnecessary cue, by the way.
No, I like it.
And I put this tree, there were probably about 6 or 7 Moreton Bay figs I included in the book, and this was one of them.
And the nice thing is that book is pretty old at this point, and some of those trees haven't survived, but this one is still quite exceptional.
Yes, and the remarkable feature about this tree, despite its, in addition to its size, is this tremendous proliferation of buttress roots.
Yeah.
Which you rarely see on trees in California.
Oh.
It's a common feature of tropical and subtropical trees.
Well, if you're up for it, why don't you walk us through and show us these, because they're pretty extraordinary.
So I'm standing behind a buttress root, correct? Between them, which is great.
You could live in there if you wanted to.
Look at the leaf litter it's accumulated here.
Right,
Which is good for the trees.
right.
It decomposes into organic matter.
Right.
Improves soil structure and tilt, and provides a slow but steady supply of nutrients.
This is a tree that's taking care of itself, even while the people are maybe not around right now.
Neglecting it.
Yeah, well, that's why we're here. We're here to get some more water.
No, we're gonna put
It's all going in.
right,
So let's go see these buttresses, though. They're pretty cool. And as we're tromping over quite a lot of leaf litter and also pigs, because this is producing. And Don, I'm looking forward to seeing what you managed to grow from these. Richard.
Well, I forgot about them for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and then I thought, this is really hard and dry, so I'm going to soak it in water. So I soaked it in water, then I removed the seeds 2 days ago, and I planted them yesterday.
Well, fantastic. So yeah, this is an extraordinary spread.
So Don, I've got like 6 inches of leaf compost where I'm standing.
Yeah, good.
Like 6 inches deep of just rotting leaves. So this is obviously just fantastic for the tree.
Yeah.
And then so these buttress roots are different than the roots that come down as not epiphytic growth, but
Yeah, those are called pillar roots.
pillar roots are different.
Yeah.
And there's just not enough rainfall here for column roots, obviously.
Not enough sustained high humidity.
Right. Okay. So coming back to focus in the big picture, Don, we're here.
Look at me, Don, so I can see you both. That's great.
Right,
You're hiding behind that buttress
we're
root.
here,
I like
Don,
it.
at Rancho Los Amigos, and we just did a walkthrough where we talked about this tree a lot. So this campus was essentially demolished about 2 years ago, and in the
Hold that thought. Panning. There were a lot of buildings here.
A lot of buildings.
This was the auditorium. Beyond that were a lot of lovely little cottages. The power station survives. Casa Consuelo off there in the distance survives. But we've lost a lot here. But the trees are in the EIR and protected.
So Don, there's a 200-page appendix to the EIR about the trees. We just had a meeting here with several different county agencies, and we're gonna work on irrigating about an identifiable collection of exemplar trees on this site, correct?
Yes.
That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, what are you picking up over there? Something's caught your eye.
I'm picking up some seeds.
Oh,
These
look
are
at that.
fresh. See,
Yeah.
see these figs dropped and they disintegrated on impact, and you can see the seeds inside of them.
Well, now it's actually interesting that you mentioned that, because we were here when it was a little hotter, and I was standing under this tree, and these figs were falling, and it sounded like water balloons exploding all around me.
Yeah.
And when I picked a few up to take home, that's what you planted. They were warm as a human body. They were amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that was helping them drop.
Yeah, so I might try to plant some of these too.
Okay.
All right, so Don, I want to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I want to look back. So this is not the last 2 years, the last 3 years is not really the first time you've been at the South Campus of Rancho Los Amigos advocating for trees.
I came here first in 1985.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
When there were no fences, you could
Right.
drive everywhere, and it was a nice place.
It was activated
And
then.
what type of tree were you looking for? It was a legume. It was actually a legume, I think, technically.
I was looking for a tree called Acrocarpus fraxinifolius, pink cedar, which is an Indian, Southeast Asian tree.
Did you find that tree?
Yes, they're gone.
Oh.
They were kind of over in that area, and but then I stumbled on this tree. So.
All right.
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah.
So
And for many years, early in the morning, as I was driving to work, I would go up the 710 freeway because I work near downtown LA, and going up the 710 freeway, when it crosses the LA River, you're up kind of high, and I can always see the silhouette of that water tank,
yeah.
and the silhouette of that big bunya that's now gone, and the silhouette of this tree, and I thought, there's some interesting big trees over there. I should go over there one day. And within a year, I was over there.
You know, I really like that the elevation of the freeways, which are a 20th century phenomenon, allowed you to peer into the 19th century and know that you needed to be here.
And the sun was just rising in the east, so they were perfectly silhouetted against the rising sun.
Wow.
All right, let's wrap this up. We had a very good meeting with a number of county department people, and we're gonna solve the irrigation challenges to the trees that are left on this site, which are all supposed to be protected according to the EIR. So, updates to come.
Updates to come, and a special opportunity to be here. It's really nice to be here, even with so much less than on our earlier visits. It's still
I can tell
it's a
Don's
special
trying to figure
place.
out how much room he has for these seeds in his nursery.
Thank you, Don. And thank you to the county for showing up and working with us to get some water to these very special trees, some of which are over there, are also quite special. more to come. Reporting semi-live from Rancho Los Amigos, which is not a haunted asylum. It's actually enchanted. And it'll be even more so when you can come in here and enjoy it. Soon, I hope.